Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, Memorial Day, May the 29th. My name is Alan, and I want to welcome you to my Spiritual Growth Through Recovery podcast. The purpose of these videos is to grow my spirituality by following the AA program of recovery, and I do this by being as honest, vulnerable, and accountable as I can be, which is why I make the videos. So, I'm no expert in AA or recovery or spirituality. I'm just trying to live life on life's terms and do it sober. So, the recipe we follow here is we read the daily reading out of the AA Daily Reflections book. There's a link in the description if you'd like to follow along. And I will share my take on, on the video or on the reading, and as well as some other topic that seems to apply for me. All right. So today the topic is going to be true tolerance, and the idea that we're all equal. All right. May 29th. True tolerance. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 139. I first heard the short form of the third tradition in the preamble. When I came to AA, I could not accept myself, my alcoholism, or a higher power. If there had been any physical, mental, moral, or religious requirements for membership, I would be dead today. Bill W. said in his tape on the traditions that the third tradition is a charter for individual freedom. The most impressive thing to me was the feeling of acceptance from members who were practicing the third tradition by tolerating and accepting me. I feel acceptance is love, and love is God's will for us. All right. So the only requirement is that we have a desire to stop drinking. And that's the only requirement. And I'm just grateful for that because, thank God, there was another, because I would have screwed that up somehow. No matter how many times I've relapsed, I go in there and I don't feel judged. I don't, even though I've been judging myself a lot. Right? When it talks about coming to the meetings, I never felt like I got anywhere. I never got. What do I put here? Never felt like I got to fit in anywhere, and I would never be part of something. So it's nice to feel like there's a place that I can fit in and feel more welcome. Right? Now it talks about, Bill said, this one I had to research a little bit. He says that the third tradition is a charter for individual freedom. And a charter is like a guarantee of rights. So all it is that this is our guarantee. As long as we do this, we have a desire. Not sure exactly what it means for charter for individual freedom, but that's kind of what that means. Sorry, I didn't really help much there. It talks about the most impressive thing was the feeling of acceptance. It's I've come in a lot, like a beaten dog, man. Tail between my legs, ashamed, put my hand, standing up, saying it's my first meeting, and I've never felt judged or excluded. And then the last thing here was on feeling acceptance is love, and love is God's will. Acceptance is love. That's an interesting idea. If you look up acceptance, it's kind of finding, seeing things for what it is. So I'm not sure but I guess if you accept somebody, that means you're loving them, and I guess that kind of makes some sense. And the idea that God is love, that feels right. No other concept, but it just feels right to me in here. My perspective or perception of God or idea is love, definitely love. So, all right, sorry, I'm kind of mumbling my way through that one, but either way. This one kind of led me to kind of think about the idea that we're all equal. We're all coming in there with a desire. It's like in the big book where it talks about, we're all in the ship that's sinking. We're all in this together, no matter what class, what race, what sex, we are in this together. So I just kind of figured we might do a little bit of reading on kind of what that means, and so why we compare, why I compare, and what's the point, right? So if you just look at comparison, it's measure or notes of similarities or differences, right? We measure our wealth, we measure our status, our appearance, whatever, right? So there's a couple different ways that we can compare. We can do like an upward comparison where we're kind of comparing people we think are better in some regard, right? When we compare ourselves to people we think are better than us. So there's a positive part of that is if we genuinely want to improve some part of our lives. So we go to the gym a lot and you see, wow, they're in better shape. Maybe I could put a little more effort in. But the negative part is when whatever attribute that we're valuing, we're lower. Whether it be financial or whatever, we put so much value on that, so we're less than that, and that can make us feel put us deeper in low self-esteem, or it can make us to put more effort in something that's not worth putting the effort in. So there's positive and negatives to both of those. There's also like a downward comparison where they're less than us by some reason, and I think a lot of times we can do that when maybe it makes us feel better about ourselves in some way. But it's also like, it can be a positive thing when we see someone that's struggling and we're like, man, look at that, they're at it again and they're making bad choices. And so it can be, I think, a spin on positive, negative for both of those. Why do we compare, right? Why do I compare? I think for me, I can base things on external things that don't mean anything, that all that important. A lot of times I don't feel good about myself. It's easier to, want to feel better than somebody, or definitely see myself less than somebody. But I'm not at peace or accepting life, in life's terms. And essentially something isn't the way I like it, and whatever value I put in it, it's not where I like it. There is some parts to being valued. There's some value to comparing, right? So I think some of this research talks about, like, we compare ourselves to serve as an orientation to see where we stand. So for just kind of where we're at, and once again, if there's some areas we need to improve, where we can fit in, those kind of things. And it's kind of like some of the stuff I was reading say that we can't define ourselves independently because we have no references, so we have to reference off each other. I know my fiance helps me a lot in this area because when I see her giving and the joy she gets out of doing certain things, I'm like, man, why don't I do that? I don't want that feeling out of it, right? But then I think it can be unhealthy when we're comparing our insides to other people's outsides. I look at people and I think, man, they seem so happy, so fulfilled. I'm not, man. What the hell am I doing? How do I know that they're fulfilled? How do I know they're doing as well as I think they're doing? I don't. And it's really, we can base a lot of these things on our previous experiences and really not on reality. So where do I compare myself? Like historically, name it. My appearance, my intellect, my humor, my parenting, money, everything. What I have, habits and interests, everything. So I don't read the Bible enough. I don't go to church enough. I don't pray enough. Everything, right? But now I think it's coming down to I don't care about money anymore. I don't care about appearance anymore. A lot of times, am I living with purpose? What kind of impact I have on others, and am I enjoying life? Enjoying life, that seems to be one that's really, why am I not enjoying life? Oh, what the hell am I doing, right? So how can we see each other more as equals? I think the first thing is becoming aware of when we're judging or comparison. I know for me, I feel it, this something inside me just kind of that sort of see things, in a hierarchy, in a sense. And then what is that? Talk about it, think about it, journal about it. And is that really important? It should be. Is my perspective, is it accurate? How am I even reading this thing, right? How do I know that what I'm comparing myself to is really what it is? I don't know. And yeah, just share these things with somebody. Counseling, the Serenity Prayer is good at that because it talks about dealing with things we can and can't control and how to handle those things. So if I can't control it, what the hell am I doing, right? And then where am I putting my time and energy into? Am I putting my time and energy into the right things? I say I want to be healthier, but what am I doing about it? And we can be grateful, really see things for who we are, what we have, who we are, and how far we've come, right? Enjoy the journey a little bit. I've come a long way with this, I really have. That's all right, we keep plugging away. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope the mumbling wasn't too bad. My mind's been racing today, and I just wanted to, just do these because I really do enjoy these things. So anyway, hope you had a good weekend. Hope your Memorial Day is wonderful. I just want to encourage you to, just think about how we treat other people. Are we accepting them for who they are? Are we loving unconditionally? Are we tolerating those people? So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for another video. So until then, peace out.